Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the animal spirit that will be tagging along with you as you go into the month of September, and why that animal spirit is entering alongside you, to see what the reasons is behind that. The decks I am using, guys, today for the animal spirit reading, we've got Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle cards by COLETTE BARON-REID. I love her cards. Like I say, they always come really well presented. And again, COLETTE BARON-REID, the actual the Spirit Animal Oracle. So as I said, this is just looking at what animal spirit, because they have an influence for specific things that are happening around us, as to why we can get an attachment with an animal spirit going in. Like I say, I'm doing it for the month of September onwards. Although these readings aren't, sort of date specific, they are dated obviously for when they're uploaded, etc. And I do the readings. But if anybody stumbles on this channel, it could be a message in there for you at that time. So I'm just going to get on then, and we'll start shuffling now for the lovely Geminis to see what animal spirit for my lovely gems is going to be around you guys going into September onwards, and have a look to see why the reasons for that are. So I'll just give these a quick shuffle and see what lovely animal spirit we have for the Geminis. I'm going to go with that one. Let's put those there a second. Place that there for a moment. I'm just going to shuffle the influences as to why the animal spirit is going to be attaching to the lovely gems as we go in September. So what influences around the Gemini for the trigger of the animal spirit attachment? And I've got this one, so I'm going to just place that there 1 second, and we'll just have one more out of this deck. So what influences for my lovely Geminis for the month going into September onwards? Oh, and that one's just flipped out, so I'm going to pull that one. Okay guys, let's have a quick look then for my lovely gems of what animal spirit is going to be tagging along with you. And we have the coyote spirit, so I'm just going to place that there, and then I'm going to open up the reading a little bit more as to what the influences are. And we've got self-worth and message. So guys, my lovely gems, going into the month of September, you have the coyote animal spirit attaching to you. And as I look at the self-worth, then obviously this jumps out to my lovely gems, that going in from out of August into September, then there's going to be some my gems out there who've had some relationship issues that has triggered the fact that you are doubting your self-worth. Because as we can see, if I get my teeth in, as we can see here, she's actually hugging and embracing herself. Obviously these readings aren't gender specific, but I just feel that the coyote spirit is attaching to you, and obviously it's got all this beautiful plumage down the side of it to say, you need to lift yourself up, guys. Going into September, you need to lift yourself up and giving yourself some self-worth. Regarding the message card, I do feel that there's a connection here with someone from your past, whether this is an ex-partner, but I do feel that some of my gems going into September are going to have communication from someone that you had a relationship with, basically, from your past. So this is going to be coming through as a surprise message to yourself. Obviously it's going to be unexpected, but it's a significant message for my lovely gems out there. that I do feel I'm connecting with some gems who have just recently gone through a rocky patch in a relationship split that has then basically made them feel quite low, which is obvious, you know, heartbreak, etc. Just, you know, reflecting really going into September as why, you know, this relationship broke down. And it's as though, guys, the gems I'm picking up with now, because obviously, you know, I have to get the information fed through to me from these cards when it's straight off the cuff, but the Geminis that I'm picking up with now, like I say, I just feel they've been blaming themselves. They've sort of been blaming themselves for this relationship split, this breakup, and obviously they're just reflecting, just saying it, you know, you've got to just look at it, guys, that relationships do break down for a reason. And as much as we, you know, try and reconcile relationships, and the other party doesn't really want anything to do with us, and you know, we just keep trying, you know, we keep sending the odd email or the odd text message, you know, and it's that kind of a scenario, then sometimes we just have to bite the bullet, guys, and allow that relationship to go. Because in allowing in a relationship to go, if that person, you know, has treated you disrespectful, or, you know, hasn't really, you know, because some people say, oh, you know, I'm in love with them, they're in love with me, but obviously you have to reassess these relationships, because do they really love you? Would they treat you that way? You know, and this is basically what I feel, that going into September, gems, this is what you've got to have this thought, you know, you know, just basically getting it on the table and asking yourself these questions. If you love me, why did you do this? If you love me, why did you do that? Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that, you know, when people do split up, they don't get back together later on down the line, but at that specific time, at that specific breakup, it's meant to be. Whether that's for you to take yourself away and reassess, you know, the situation, and also for them to also, you know, give you both space, basically. So the coyote spirit, I feel, is attaching to you for your own insight, really, to look within yourself and pull yourself out of this, you know, judging your self-worth, and stop blaming you. Because once you let that relationship go, okay, fair enough, you know, 2 or 3 months down the line, if, you know, you still stay on a friendship basis and it does rekindle, fair enough. But here, guys, in this reading I've got now lying in front of me, there's a message coming in, and I do feel it's a message from a past relationship for you. So this will be quite interesting to see how this unfolds for you, gems, going into September. But basically here it's saying, you know, with the coyote spirit, it's basically saying there's nothing wrong with you. It wasn't you. You know, because it's just saying here, you're a beautiful person. You know, the coyote spirit here, it's just looking pristine, and it's just, you know, focused. And like I say, you've had your confidence knocked, gems. You know, I do feel you know, this is a reason why the coyote spirit is attaching to you, because it's to get the person back who you were. That's what I want to say, guys. That's what I've got coming through now. This was you. This was you going back, you know, sort of four or 5 months ago, confident, always looked the best, you know. But this relationship that you've been in has just knocked that out of you, really. It's just really, really knocked it out of you. And you've just blamed yourself for the things that have gone on. And really, you know, it's just knocked you sideways. And it's saying, guys, for the gems I'm picking up here, this is the coyote spirits attaching to you to say, come on, get yourself back up from here. You're worth more than that, guys. You're worth more. We need to get back on track. The reason being, close that doorway. You know, even if it's, like I said, just because you finish with somebody doesn't mean to say that, you know, things don't sort themselves out 2 or 3 months down the line. But like I say, judge it for yourself. Did they really love me? Why would it, if they really love me, why did this? You know, at the time, it feels awful. And I've known people, even in marriages even, you know, and their partners have gone off and the person left has like been absolutely in bits as to, you know, and they've sort of, you know, blamed themselves and the relationship split up. But the reason is then, you know, 6 months after or 7 months after they have met the person, their soulmate or twin flame or whatever that was destined to be with them. You know, people can be in relationships for long, long periods of time, and then it can suddenly, you know, everyone, you know, the relationship can suddenly go off track because, yeah, it was meant to be as a partnership, whether to have children together, you know, that part of your life story is complete. Okay, so this is what happens in some instances, and then the relationships break down. And like I say, you know, at the time when you're in it, it's like your world's ended, your world's over, you'll think you'd never get over it. And then when you look back on it in another 12 to 18 months, and then you're with somebody absolutely fabulous who actually worships the ground you walk on, then you think, whoa, hang on a minute then, this is why it happened. But it's just to be mindful of that, guys. It's just to be mindful of that information, because I feel, looking at the coyote spirit, this is all like information as well. You know, this is all other opportunities. That's what I want to say. These are all other opportunities that can now come in for you. Once you get your self-worth sorted out, get all these old negative feelings about, you know, it was your fault for the relationship breaking down, and you keep hanging on saying, you know, to whoever it is, oh, you know, I feel I'm sorry, it was me, in the hope that they'll, you know, turn around and say, well, okay, I'll try it for one more time. Before that even happens, like I say, weigh it up, weigh everything up in that relationship. Well, if they really love me, why did they put me in this? Why did I feel so down? Why did I feel so worthless? Okay, so I'm not here to, you know, railroad you or say, you know, this and this. I'm just going for what I'm feeling from these cards, guys, so please don't shoot the messenger. And going on to the messenger, I'm just going to concentrate on this one, because I do feel when you've sorted all these issues out of, you know, allowing that to filter away, by shutting one door, another one opens. And I do feel for some of my gems, you're going to get communication. I always do a flip side on these readings if I can, if the message shouts out to me. And I do feel that some of my gems here may have been waiting to hear from somebody from their past. They may have been the instigator of sending that email, sending that text message, writing a letter, waiting for some communication. Excuse me, to come back to, you know, to you. And I do feel the gems that I'm picking up with the animal spirit reading now, that communication is going to come in, guys, for you, sort of third week of September. Like I say, because of the darkness of it in the background, that's why I'm picking up it's for somebody from your past, somebody you've lost links with. It might not be a relationship with the message aspect of it. On one side of the coin, it can be, you know, ex-partners or, you know, old flames going to be messaging back. But on the other instance, it can just be like people looking for someone, and they've been trying to search and get messages back. But I just feel the communication for all this is going to be coming to the forefront, guys, for you in September. So like I say, these aren't going to resonate with everyone, because obviously the wide platform it goes across. But I just hope that some of you out there can take that on board. And I'm specifically now going to finish on this, because this card here is just, I've got another message here just leaped out at me because of the tattoos on this person. I feel there's even if it's just for one person out there that this message goes to, who clicks on it whenever, there's a name of a person, of a love, that somebody has always kept on their person, even though they're not with them now. Even if the relationship split up, I just feel, and I'm picking up more of a guy than a girl here, more of a male entity who bears a tattoo of a person. That did break his heart, and he's never forgot that person, and they just got that name. You know, that person, I'm not saying the person's passed away or anything like that. I just feel it was the relationship this guy had been in. It had obviously all gone sour, but he never ever got rid of the person's name that he had tattooed on their arm. And I have got the initial somewhere in that name of L as well, coming up to me within that name. So like I say, that's definitely aimed at somebody directly, but I just got drawn to that as I looked at the cards, because as you can appreciate, when you're reading off the cuff guys like this, you're having signals coming in, you know, as you get in the energy of the reading going along. I get added little bits in, and that just jumped at me then. You know, it was like to say, hang on, there's somebody here that's significant with this tattoo. So yeah, like I say, I hope that resonates with some of you. I know it's not going to resonate with all of you. I just want to say a shout out to the guys who've already subscribed to my channel, because I'm just this little tiny fish swimming around in this massive YouTube ocean. So obviously I've got to try and get a collective little family and build up my subscribers, as you can appreciate. So any likes, shares, comments and subscribes will help me on my journey. So until I read for you next time then, my lovely gems, have a great September, and I'll see you again soon. Take care then. Bye. Bye-bye.